My name is Lena. I'm 31 years old. I have a daughter. Her name is Myra, and she is 7. For almost 10 years, I lived with the man I loved. His name was Daniel. We shared a home, a child, a life. I trusted him completely. I thought he was my forever. But some stories don't go the way we expect. Some stories break in the middle. And that's what happened to mine. It was a Friday night. Daniel went to a party. He said, "It's my best friend's birthday. I might come home late." I was okay with that. I wasn't feeling well that night, so I stayed home to rest. What he didn't tell me was his ex-girlfriend would be there too. And what happened at that party changed everything. The next morning, Daniel sat in the kitchen. He looked tired, quiet, heavy. I asked, "What's wrong?" He looked up and said, "Lena, I did something last night. I kissed my ex." For a moment, time stopped. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. He said he was drunk. He said she kissed him first. He said he didn't stop her. "It just happened," he whispered. But nothing just happens. There's always a moment to choose. And he chose the wrong thing. I shouted. I cried. I told him to leave. I opened the door and said, "Go." The house was mine before we got married. So I had the right to ask him to leave. And he left. Our daughter Myra was at my parents' house that weekend. I was thankful she didn't see the fight, but I knew she would feel the change. After that day, Daniel sent many messages. He called. He begged. "I'm sorry. I love you. It was a mistake." I didn't reply. Later, his mother called. She said, "Please don't be too angry. Men make mistakes. My husband also cheated, but I forgave him. And now we're fine." I said, "That is your story, not mine." She said, "Think of your daughter. She needs her father." I said, "She can still have a father. But I don't want that man as my husband." Some people told me I was being too serious. They said, "It was just one kiss." They said, "Don't break your home for something so small." But to me, it wasn't small, because it wasn't just a kiss. It was a betrayal. I loved Daniel. I still did. But love is not enough. Trust is more important. And he broke that. I felt dirty. I felt angry. I felt lost. But also, I started to feel something else. I felt strong because I stood for myself. I didn't accept something that hurt my soul. Days passed. Daniel came back to the door, holding flowers. He looked tired, sad, full of regret. "Please," he said, "let's talk." I didn't want to, but I opened the door just a little. "I made a mistake," he said. "I didn't think. I didn't mean to hurt you. I love you. I love Myra. I want to fix this." I looked into his eyes and I said calmly, "You had a choice. You could say no. You didn't. That kiss, you gave it back. That's enough for me." He cried. "I don't want to lose my family," he said. And I told him something simple, something true. "You lost us the moment you chose her over us." He left the flowers by the door and walked away. And that night, I couldn't sleep. I thought about the good days, our wedding, the day Myra was born, how kind Daniel was when I was in the hospital, how he cleaned the house, cooked for me, held our baby with love. He was a good man until he wasn't. And that truth was hard to carry. The calls didn't stop. The texts kept coming. Some days I wanted to block him. Some days I wanted to forgive. But mostly I needed silence. Until one day, he sent me a message that said, "I can't sleep, I can't eat, I know I failed you, but I never stopped loving you." My hands shook. My heart ached, because a part of me still loved him. But could I ever forget what he did? Could I ever trust again? That night, I sat beside Myra as she slept. I held her tiny hand. I looked at her peaceful face, and I thought, what kind of love do I want to teach her? Do I want her to think love means accepting betrayal? Do I want her to think women should stay silent when hurt? No, I want her to grow up knowing her worth, knowing love must come with respect, knowing love without truth is not love at all. One day, Daniel came to her school. He waited outside to see Myra. She ran to him with a big smile. She hugged him. He gave her a book, her favorite one. I watched them from a distance, and I cried, because I saw something clearly. He is a good father, but that doesn't make him a good husband. After taking her for ice cream, he came to me again. "I'm not giving up," he said. "I'll wait. I'll show you I can change." And I said, "It's too late. My heart is closed now." He looked down. He had no more words, and I closed the door. That night, Myra asked me, "Why doesn't Daddy live with us?" I took a breath and said, "Sometimes grown-ups make mistakes. Sometimes love is not enough. But we both love you, and that will never change." She hugged me and whispered, "I love you, Mommy." And I said, "We will be okay." 1 year passed. Daniel came every weekend, never late, never missed a visit. He brought books, toys, and gentle stories. He brought me flowers too, but never asked for anything. He didn't drink anymore. He didn't lie. He never pushed. He just showed up. He gave space. He gave respect. He gave time. One sunny afternoon, he came early. He helped clean the garden. Then he said quietly, "Lena, can I speak with you?" I nodded. He said, "I miss being your husband. I know I failed you, but I've changed. I always loved you. I always will." I looked at him. He looked tired, but honest. His words were not fast. They were full of weight. I remembered the pain. I remembered that night. But I also saw who he had become. And I looked at Myra. She was running in the sun, laughing, carefree, happy. In my heart, it softened. I said, "I forgive you." His eyes filled with tears. He held my hands. "Really?" he asked. "Yes," I said, "but not because I'm weak. I am strong now. I choose you again, not because I need you, but because I believe in second chances." He hugged me tightly, and at that moment, Myra ran to us. "Mommy, Daddy, are you happy?" she asked. I looked at Daniel. He looked at me, and I whispered, "Yes, we are. Today, we are a family again. Not a perfect one, but a real one, built on truth, built on forgiveness, built on choice. Because in the end, some pain breaks us, some pain builds us. We choose what to do with it, and I chose to build again."